origins of cognitively modern humans in Africa some 60,000 years ago, before they spread out to colonize the globe. So music is universal, powerful, and ancient. Yet even though it's intimately woven into the fabric of human life, music remains mysterious in many ways. How and why did musical behavior originate? Are we musical today because music had some survival value in our species' past? How can mere tones produced by mechanical devices like flutes or pianos or guitars come to sound so alive, so full of human thought and feeling? Why does music with a beat give us the urge to move and dance? How much of our sense of music is inborn versus acquired by experience? New perspectives on old questions like these come from the young field of cognitive neuroscience, which integrates the study of human mental processes with the study of the brain. The past 20 years have seen incredible growth in this field, thanks to new tools for exploring the mind, including non-invasive brain imaging, which allows us to study brain structure and activity without opening up the skull. Cognitive neuroscience has not only helped us address old questions, it has allowed us to ask new ones. For example, do the brains of musicians differ from non-musicians? Can musical training change the structure of the brain? What is the relationship between music and other mental abilities, such as language? Can listening to music or making music improve brain function in patients with brain damage? Can musical training significantly impact the cognitive and neural development of children? For each of these questions, there are now enough theories and data to create a course like this, something that would simply have not been possible a mere 2 decades ago. Studying music from the standpoint of neuroscience immediately runs up against a serious challenge. Music is a human universal, but it's also tremendously diverse in its structure and meaning across cultures and across time. My favorite example of this combination of universality and diversity comes from a golden record that was attached to the 2 Voyager spacecraft, which were launched in the 1970s to explore our solar system. Scientists knew that these 2 spacecraft would one day leave our solar system, run out of fuel, and drift into the cosmic ocean that separates the stars. A team led by Carl Sagan and Anne Druyan, who later created the TV series Cosmos, put together a collection of recordings to represent important universal aspects of human life, a message in a bottle to any alien species that might come across these spacecraft. These recordings included 90 minutes of music from around the world. If you listen to those recordings, which you can now do on the internet, you'll get a small sample of how diverse human music can be. You'll hear Indonesian gamelan, a wedding song from Peru, Bach's Brandenburg Concerto No. 2, a Pygmy Girls initiation song from Zaire, and Chuck Berry's Johnny Be Good, just to name a few. So human music is very diverse in how it sounds across cultures. The field of ethnomusicology has documented this diversity in great detail and has shown how music is made and what it means to listeners can be very different from one culture to the next. These studies have put to rest the 19th century notion that non-Western musics are primitive and represent a more rudimentary stage of development compared to Western art music. The rhythmic structure of West African music, for example, can be much more complex than the rhythms we hear in most Western classical and popular music. Music is not only diverse across cultures, it is also diverse across time. Western art music provides a spectacular example of this. Imagine if we could bring Mozart back to life today and take him to hear a string quartet. Let's imagine the first piece he hears is a piece composed by Haydn, dating from 1790, which sounds like this. This type of music would sound quite familiar to Mozart. He and Haydn were friends, and the piece was composed when Mozart was alive. Let's now imagine that the next piece Mozart hears is a string quartet composed in 2012. This is a piece by the American composer Jason Carl Rosenberg, who earned.
Para seguir escuchando este audiolibro gratuitamente, haz clic en el enlace de la descripción y podrás escucharlo completo sin coste gracias a la prueba de 30 días de Audible.